Welcome back to my KEEPUP channel. Lizzo has been dropped from Super Bowl halftime show consideration in the wake of dancers' shocking sexual harassment and abuse claims as her team frantically scrambles to save her sinking ship. Lizzo has been dropped from Super Bowl 57 halftime show consideration after facing a series of shocking sexual harassment and fat-shaming allegations from former dancers, leaving her team in a desperate scramble to save her sinking ship of a career. Earlier this month, the 35-year-old pop star who has marketed herself as a body-positive activist found herself at the center of a sensational scandal when three of her former dancers, Crystal Williams, Noel Rodriguez, and Ariana Davis, filed a lawsuit against her, accusing Lizzo of creating a hostile work environment. Now, an NFL insider exclusively tells DailyMail.com that the ensuing backlash over the allegations has prompted the organization to immediately drop Lizzo from Super Bowl halftime show contention, having previously had her name in the mix as one of the frontrunners for the 2024 spectacle. Talks of Lizzo being a part of the halftime festivities, or performing the national anthem, are dead now that she is surrounded by scandal, the source said in the wake of the accusations, which Lizzo vehemently denies. As Lizzo is removed from the potential lineup at this year's Super Bowl, which is taking place in Las Vegas in February 2024, her team is facing a desperate struggle to salvage her career and reputation. A second source close to the singer tells DailyMail.com that her team is desperately trying to come up with a strategy to save her sinking ship. It is becoming more and more difficult with more people coming forth accusing her of extremely inappropriate acts, the music industry confidant tells DailyMail.com. Lizzo has raked in a massive amount of money, but her minute is pretty much up it seems, and no one knows if she will be able to recover from this. If she speaks out, her statements are shredded. If she stays quiet, she is called a coward. Either way, it does not appear at this moment that she can recover from this, the source says. DailyMail.com has reached to representatives for both the NFL and for Lizzo. Earlier this week, attorneys representing three of Lizzo's former backup dancers who filed a lawsuit over claims of weight shaming and sexual harassment at work revealed that they now have 6 other people who have submitted complaints along similar lines. Ron Zambrano, a lawyer whose practice specializes in employment law and is representing backup dancers Ariana Davis, Crystal Williams, and Noel Rodriguez, said his firm is now looking into these claims. Zambrano told NBC News the 6 new accusers toured with Lizzo, either as backup dancers or on her Amazon Studios show, describing the complaints as centering around an alleged sexually charged environment on Lizzo's tour and failure to pay employees. It comes after dancers Davis, Williams, and Rodriguez sat down for an interview with Good Morning America last week in which they branded the 35-year-old pop star fatphobic and shared sordid stories from their time touring with their former employer. I know it's alarming to hear that Lizzo, a plus-size woman who preaches body positivity, would be fatphobic, essentially. But I want to challenge people to understand that hurt people, Davis said. Rodriguez meanwhile recounted the moment Lizzo allegedly threatened her, after she told her she wanted to resign because she felt unsafe and disrespected. She basically started to ball up her fists and crack her knuckles, and she was like, "You're so effing lucky right now," as she's like inching her way towards me. Rodriguez then claimed Lizzo's best friend jumped off the couch and had to physically restrain her. Davis also teared up while describing the incident when Lizzo allegedly pressured her into touching a nude performer at a sex show in Amsterdam. She started a chant, "After I said no" multiple times, Davis said, explaining how Lizzo began to chant her name, Ari. "I briefly touched the performer and withdrew my hands, and everyone kind of burst into laughter, 'cause me, of all people, they thought it was funny that I was touching this performer." The dancers also claimed they felt like their job was always on the line. "Our jobs are always being threatened. I personally never had job security in this whole entire time," Davis said. She and Williams were fired, while Rodriguez resigned in what she claims was a response to the pair's alleged treatment. In their lawsuit, Davis, Williams, and Rodriguez accused the Grammy-winning singer, as well as the Big Girl Big touring and dance team captain Shirlene Quigley, of creating a sexually charged and uncomfortable work environment. The trio claimed that, while on a concert trip with the artist to Amsterdam in February 2023, Lizzo invited them for a night out on the town that ended in the city's red light district. They said in their filing, things quickly got out of hand. Lizzo began inviting cast members to take turns touching the nude performers, catching dildos launched from the performers' vaginas, and eating bananas protruding from the performers' vaginas. The dancers added Lizzo allegedly pressured and goaded Ariana into touching one of the nude performers' breasts. In another instance, the plaintiffs claim Lizzo invited the dancers to a club in Paris but failed to mention that it was a nude cabaret bar. This shocked the dancers, who said Lizzo robbed them of the choice not to participate, the suit said. Since the lawsuit was filed, Lizzo has lost more than 120,000 followers on Instagram. Hours after the lawsuit news was made public, Lizzo's former creative director Quinn Whitney Wilson and dancer Courtney Hollenquist claimed they experienced similar mistreatment. In her statement addressing the allegations, Lizzo wrote, "These last few days have been gut-wrenchingly difficult and overwhelmingly disappointing. My work ethic, morals, and respectfulness have been questioned. My character has been criticized. Usually, I choose not to respond to false allegations, but these are as unbelievable as they sound and too outrageous to not be addressed. These sensationalized stories are coming from former employees who have already publicly admitted that they were told their behavior on tour was inappropriate and unprofessional. As an artist, I have always been very passionate about what I do. I take my music and my performances seriously because at the end of the day, I only want to put out the best art that represents me and my fans. With passion comes hard work and high standards. Sometimes I have to make hard decisions, but it's never my intention to make anyone feel uncomfortable or like they aren't valued as an important part of the team. I'm not here to be looked at as a victim, but I also know that I am not the villain that people and the media have portrayed me to be these last few days. I am very open with my sexuality and expressing myself, but I cannot accept or allow people to use that openness to make me out to be something I am not. There is nothing I take more seriously than the respect we deserve as women in the world. I know what it feels like to be body shamed on a daily basis and would absolutely never criticize or terminate an employee because of their weight. I'm hurt, but I will not let the good work I've done in the world be overshadowed by this. I want to thank everyone who has reached out in support to lift me up during this difficult time." In their Good Morning America interview, the dancers addressed Lizzo's response, with Davis stating, "This post felt like a punch." Williams expressed disappointment that Lizzo did not provide acknowledgement of our feelings when her brand is to preach about women empowerment. "I'm honestly mind blown at the hypocrisy, just of everything that you stand for. You're contradicting right before our very eyes," she said. Rodriguez added, "For the many women that have, because it's mainly women that have come forward and said they felt the same or have shared their stories with us because they don't want to publicly share it yet, it completely kind of invalidates all of our experience and our trauma and our pain." Source: dailymail.co.uk. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.